Bro. That wasn't just you. I don't know what happened. Um, the stream showed it was running on my end, and I was screen recording, and then apparently it turned off. I didn't even realize because it still showed red on my end. So that in itself was weird. I don't know what happened with OBS, but it is what it is. We're back now, so not sure what that was about. We were chatting, everyone was gone. Well, how's it look now? Does it look good right now? I can't explain what happened because I don't know what happened. But dude, something happened. I don't know. Something happened. I got a secondary camera to do recaps. Minnie was supposed to make recaps and she didn't. Now Jimbo gotta make recaps. And so I'm gonna try to get some highlights and shorts before I go to Chicago, but we'll see. We shall see. I don't know why it always says Hey Dre's 2 hours, but I know he's on here, bruh. Alright, let me see who's in this biscuit. It's still showing me no data and that I'm not live. Am I live for you guys? What is going on? It's saying no data, not live. Desorman! My boy, we're supposed to be in Chicago. What time are you getting there again? What time are you getting to Chicago again? All right, whatever. My OBS is glitching, so if we have some issues, I apologize. I don't know why it's acting like this. But it is what it is. It ain't what it ain't. Let me see who's up in here. Reaper, hi Reaper, hi Stoke. Hey Dre, hello, hello. Arky Sparky, hi Arky. Speedy Noob, yeah. Stream Elements, hello Stream Elements. I think I said hi to Eric. Mini, Arkansas, sounds about right. Brain Gutter. Death in here, Solomon. You're live on our end. All right, well, it is what it is. Leave at noon, hoping to be in by 7. Very doable. There's traffic, very doable. Speedy, this is who I was on the phone with at Target. When I was on the phone with you and he was giving us info about joining the group. Death, Speedy's gonna be staying with us. We traveled all the Pogo events as well. So yeah, that's who I was on the phone with when he was giving us that good info. So we're missing a couple people, but we're gonna let them come in because it's not their fault my stream went out. That is the good culprit, which I need to tell Minnie too. I'm definitely making that team sheet and I'm gonna export it, and then when I export it, I'm gonna print it out in Chicago. There's a couple like UPS and USPS and FedEx. I'm gonna print it out and laminate it like last year. I just need to see what I want to tie it around. Actually, I got my worlds has 2 clips. I might clip it on that. And then let me do that right now. If I forget, I'm gonna clip that and wrap it around. Who are we missing? Where's Ark? Where's Dre? Where's half the people? All right. Let me see. Bro, they are not locked in. We should have 7 people in here because there's 6 people in the tournament. And I'm not counting myself. There we go. All right. Checking your drip. Just because you said drip makes me know you have none. Come on, bro. You're drippy. All right. So, everybody, welcome in. We're on week 7 of Clash of Champions doubles. I do want to make an announcement now. We will not be having singles tomorrow because I will be at GoFest Chicago, as well as next week there is no doubles because I will still be at GoFest Chicago. So today is the day. It's the fun day. The winner does get a shiny Blastoise. Something I'm going to start doing on the tournaments and the streams and everything else. I am going to start putting the public team sheet so everyone can see who they're battling. And if we have enough people in time, I will put tournament brackets early so you guys can check the team sheets. Ideally, my goal is to do it 30 minutes before the tournament starts. The reason is a lot of people sign up last second. So I wish I could send it earlier, but y'all be taking y'all sweet time to sign up. So the earlier y'all sign up, the earlier I can put the team sheets. So that's the goal now. Put a bracket 30 minutes before. Team sheets 30 minutes before. No singles or doubles tomorrow or next week. That's the recap. With that being said, you guys should know what spot you're in. We have Eric and Arky in slot 1. We have Speedy and Stokes in slot 2. Reaper and Dre got a bye. I did a random generator on tournament.com, and that's what it pretty much gave me based off the rankings. You get buys based off of previous appearances as well as wins. So that is reason why Reaper and Hey Dre get buys to the semifinals, because last week in the Swiss, they both went 2-1. So if you guys want to get those buys, you got to come to all the tournaments and you got to do well, because you can come to tournaments, get your booty clap, and then what, you're stuck. So let's have some fun. I want to do Speedy and Stokes first. I'm going to do Speedy and Stokes first. And let's do that. You're not going to have a stream of BRB? Sounds good. Yeah, you guys can go in. You guys can start. Reaper, you're going to be... I forgot what bracket you win against. Let me double check. Reaper, you have the bracket of Speedy and Stokes. Hey Dre, you have the bracket of Don Fuego and Arcade. Good luck. Have fun, everybody. I have my second camera up and running. Everything should look better now. And we should be good to go. Let's do it. Let me put this camera on in front of me. Get my second camera for these YouTube shorts. That is close as can be. All right. And this is on. That's on. Camera 1 on. Camera 2 on. Let's get it! Clash of Champions, week 7. We got the first round. Speedy, Stokes. I'm excited for this, and I'm so happy that we have team sheets now. So there's some fun, but there's also some expectations. And so, yeah, let's get to it. This is way too close. I'm getting claustrophobic now. This has to stop being so close. How do I make this further? Can I just push it back? I'll just push it back. I think that's good. All right. Let us cook. Let us cook. Let us cook. Oh, that's why. There we go. Now that camera's on, this camera's on. That was on ×3. No wonder my forehead looked bigger than usual. That makes sense. That actually makes me feel better because I was self-conscious. Sneasler flinching, couldn't move. Basculegion with the wave crash coming in, hitting King Gambit for a little more than half, bringing it down. Did take some recoil on it. And here we go, finish up with turn 1, and that's going to bring us to turn 2. It's crazy seeing just how much play Sneasler actually gets. I don't know if you guys got an opportunity. I didn't get too much opportunity, but I've been seeing Instagram clips and stuff about brackets and team play, and just seeing how well Sneasler did and how many mons, different teams that Sneasler was paired with, different mons, and it's a menace. Also was looking, and there's a lot of interesting combos, some mons I didn't expect, like Polytoad when it's some in the final brackets and others, but it's interesting to see how this goes as well as that. And so it's going to make tournaments a lot better, as well as we are going to have champions for mobile soon. So I'm excited about that. We got to swap in for the Corviknight. We got to protect there. Close combat comes in, hits the Sneasel Diesel, takes it out. Not very effective, but finished because of a crit. There it is. Defense, special defense goes down for Stokes. Sneasler goes out for Speedy, and that crit did a solid amount of damage. White Herb comes in, so ideally that Sneasler should have double speed now on Stokes' side. And so that is very inconvenient, but Sneasler should be scared. There's a high flyer in front of it, like good old Corviknight. And so that brings us to our next turn right here. Full HP for the Corviknight and the Scovillain. King Gambit holding a little less than half, and Sneasler still standing there strong, letting out a roar. And the question is this Scovillain gonna have a mega? Is it gonna stand strong? Stokes actually takes a swap this turn himself. So Corona gets to come in. You see the mega right now on Scovillain. Brings it out, brings it up, and there it is, making its roar. Ability is pretty dope. Leaves you burned, so you don't want to touch it. You don't want to get feisty. Sneasler uses Protect. So Protect Sneasler and a swap, a passive turn for Stokes. Scovillain uses Rage Powder. Rage Powder comes in. Ideally, wouldn't do much because no one's attacking this turn. Corviknight does get opportunity. Protect on the Sneasler, and there it is. That's nice that Sneasler does get to last another round, but now, if Stokes tries to Protect, it's 1/3 chance of happening. So the first time you do it, when it's non-consecutive, it's 100%. If you do it again, it goes down to 66%. So that's scary because that Corviknight Brave Bird will schmiggity smack Sneasler if it connects. And so here we go. Rage Powder on the Scovillain. Good move. It absorbs it, takes the focus. Center of attention at its finest. Dire Claw comes in. Hits the Scovillain. It survives. Leaves that Bernie Ernie on the Sneasler based off the ability Spicy Spray. Nice and burned. Fiery Dance comes in. Fires, shoots, hits the Scovillain. And Scovillain's gone. It did his job. It burned the Sneasler and obviously can't burn Volcarona because it is a fire type itself. And now Tailwind comes in for the Corviknight. So instead of going for that Brave Bird and trying to finish up, Sneasler takes that Tailwind and sets up. So a lot of setting up from Speedy. We're going to see how that goes. Basculegion does come in. A lot of Basculegions do have Choice Scarf. And so a Tailwind with Choice Scarf, that's going to be a fast mon. And now Corviknight may be able to go first, maybe faster than Volcarona now, having that Tailwind behind it, may be able to snipe in a little Brave Bird or something else. Stokes still standing there strong. His Sneasler's a lot weaker though. When burned, physical attackers do less damage. And so that is huge on Speedy's side to see, especially when he's down to his last mon. Down to his last mon, but that Tailwind's on his side. So it's very easy that Speedy can turn this around and turn nothing into something. And with that being said, Sneasler gets swapped out and Aerodactyl gets to come in. Roaring, high flyer, two side is too nervous to eat berries. Last Respects comes in from Basculegion, comes in, knocks the Volcarona for its marbles. And just like that, how we were saying, it's very easy to make these tables turn. Corviknight goes with the bulk up. He's getting jiggy. Attack and defense goes up. So now they got some speed. Now his defense is up. His attack is up. And we know Basculegion has Last Respects, which hits like a truck. King Gambit comes in. He gets a boost from his Fallen Soldier, which is only one, which is Volcanion. And so now we get to see how this pans out. I'm gonna hit you when it's your turn. Sounds good. Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. Sorry, my OBS has been tripping. Anyways, Fake Out comes in, hits the Corviknight, does a little bit of damage, and Corviknight's holding it down by himself, does take that. Cloud Cleave comes in, hits the Corviknight. Corviknight's pretty bulky, pretty thick. It does have leftovers too, which is huge. We know Brave Bird can one-tap Sneasler. I don't know if he's going to be the focus right now. The focus might have to be King Gambit because below half, as well as Sneasler can't do anything crazy, and its attack isn't as strong with the burn. So it's interesting to see what Speedy's going to do, but a lot of plays can happen, and I know we can flip this table and turn it very quick, just like that transition, spinning the whole camera around. King Gambit uses Protect. Sneasler comes in with the close combat. Does practically nothing, so defense and special defense goes down. That is practically nothing. Brave Bird comes in and protects himself from the King Gambit. Leftovers comes back. So pretty much with the leftovers on his side, that close combat, all it did was lower Stokes' defense and special defense. And so Corviknight is looking thick. It's looking bulky. And though Speedy is by himself holding down with that Corviknight, it looks like this is far from over. So now, Stokes will need to make a decision how these two can combine to take out Corviknight. Speedy just has to time his protects. Stokes has been going back and forth using Protect on Sneasler and Gambit. Sucker Punch comes in, does a good amount on the Corviknight. Close Combat comes in right after. It shoots, it fires, brings it down to 40. Corviknight still stays strong. Sneasler defense and special defense comes down. Braid Board comes in for the Corviknight. It swoops, it turns, it goes for the King Gambit, and not that much. Only brings it down to 46, and it did just as much damage on the recoil. Leftovers comes in, so he gets a little bit back, but doesn't do as much as expected. And so now, opposite side's Tailwind's done. Battle has done the forfeit, and Stokes takes game 1 of this series. GG's Speedy and GG's to Stokey. So it looks like they're still battling on the other court. So we are going to stay here on court 2 because I love how this game was. It was anyone's game, very intense from both sides. I'm always interested and excited to see how people change and how people adapt when it comes to the second team. Especially if you win. If you win, are you going to change your strats? Are you going to change your method? Do you keep it? If you lose, same way. Was it 1 or 2 plays that you make a mistake and be like, you know what? Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep it but try these moves instead. Or do you just scratch it all and go to another plan and divert? Speedy on his side has Tyranitar, let's go Villain, Basket Legion, Corviknight, Sneasler, Excadrill, and Stokes has whatever his side was because we're going straight to the action. Something different, something different. Stokes bringing that Masquerada. And Speedy starting with Corviknight. So both sides decided to start with something different. Who knows if they bring the same mons in the back, but we do see something different, at least on Stokes' side with the Masquerada. And Speedy, who knows what he has in the back. He could have a whole new team, or you can have the same one. And he bluffs, brings out the Basculegion, brings in the Scovillain, and he roars his little roar. Sucker Punch comes in from King Gambit, doesn't hit it. That's huge. U-turn comes in, changes to a bug type, which doesn't mean anything because he's swapping out and get a new typing. Does a good amount of damage on Scovillain, and that goes there. We still get to see what Corviknight decides to choose, and since Speedy swapped out, it gives Stokes an idea on what he likes to turn into. And Volcarona comes back, the fiery one. Tailwind goes on his side, and now Speedy has a speed boost. That's always nice to get a nice setup in the beginning. Special attack goes up for Scovillain, special defense goes down, and here we are. Full HP on Stokes' side. Speedy got full HP on the Corviknight. Scovillain did take a little chin check with that U-turn, but still enough to survive. So this is where I'm excited to see some decisions Speedy makes. We've seen time and time again in previous tournaments where Speedy starts off not on the strongest foot, but comes back pretty well. And so let's see. Basculegion comes in, another swap. Scovillain comes in. We know the burn doesn't affect the Volcarona with its ability. King Gambit does a protect. That's a good swap so far on Speedy's side. Scovillain with the overheat protects from the Gambit. Quiver Dance comes in. Special attack, defense, and speed rises. And so, a setup turn for Stokes. Protects from the overheat. Speedy comes in with a swap out, and this is scary. Because we know Sucker Punch can hit Basculegion for a lot. And Basculegion wants to do some damage. Stokes withdraw. A lot of swapping. I like the swaps. A lot of strats, a lot of swaps, a lot of trying to catch some stuff. Rage Powder comes in, which is huge. Scovillain becomes center of attention. Sucker Punch comes in, but it fails. Sucker Punch only hits when it does damage. That's huge. Wave Crash comes in. Goes for the Meowscarada, brings it down to 70. Great play by Speedy. Knowing the Sucker Punch wants to come in, but with that Tailwind in priority, it is no void because Scovillain is not attacking. So now, with Basculegion on the left and Scovillain on the right, that can no void the Sucker Punch from King Gambit. And so now, we talked about this earlier. Timing, timing, timing. Timing is key. We've seen on both sides they like to swap a lot, but something we've seen on Stokes' side is he likes to protect. So Speedy did a great turn there, but now we have to do the timing. And just like we just said, like to swap a lot. Basculegion comes out, Corviknight comes in, Scovillain with a protect, and now Corviknight just has to stand strong. Triple Axle comes in, turns to an Ice type, protects itself. Great protect on the end of Speedy. Clow Cleave comes in, hits the Corviknight for a good amount, hits it for a good 48% approximately. Leftovers comes in, brings it up. And the Tailwind on Speedy's side goes out. So no more speed boost on Speedy's side. The Tailwind's gone. You have an Ice-type Meowscarada thanks to Protein. The King Gambit, who's been sitting there chilling the whole time, as slow as he is. Scovillain and a Corviknight on the other side. And so, where do we go from here? The timing is immaculate when both players are swapping steadily. As we see another swap, they are swapping steadily. Withdraw on both sides, so a double withdrawal that leaves both sides vulnerable. So if Speed decides to attack, that'll be some damage. Rage Powder comes in, nobody attacks on this turn. It's a double swap. Tailwind comes in for Corviknight, and so a double swap from Stokes and a setup from Speedy. And so now we know Sneasler has Fake Out. That's a problem, because with Fake Out, it has the highest priority. It goes before Rage Powder, so we know Rage Powder isn't going to hit. But the question is, if Stokes fakes out, who will it be? Will he focus on the Corviknight, or will he focus on the Scovillain? It may not even matter, because at the rate that they're swapping, bro might be swapped out and hit something else anyways. So that is the question. Will the Fake Out connect on someone on the floor? If it does, who will it be? No one swaps. Fake Out comes in, hits Scovillain, which the Spicy Spray comes in. That's huge. It makes Sneasler do less damage. And that fire. Brave Bird comes in, goes swinging, hits the Volcarona, but it survives with 20. It survives with a little bit of red on its chest. Brings down the damage from the recoil on the Corviknight. Scovillain was flinched from the fake out. Fiery Dance, Volcanion gets buffed. And boom, boom, bada bang. Hits the Scovillain for all his marvels. And there's that special attack buff. The burn doesn't apply. And there we go. It does a good amount of damage, but not enough to take out that Volcarona. That Volcarona is annoying. It's a menace. And now some HP added from the leftovers. And so, we know Speedy has a Basculegion. But who did he bring in for this game 2? Was it Sneasler, Escadrille, or Tyranitar? We may not even find out this turn. He may bring back in Basculegion. And there it is. Sneasler himself. That's huge because that unlocks a fake out for Speedy. So will Speedy fake out? If he does, who will he fake out? We know that a majority of Stokes Mons do have Protect. We've seen Speedy pull out a couple Protects himself. And so knowing there's a fake out Mon, is this a turn that you Protect? Or is this a turn that you swap? That's the true question. Both sides have shown all 4 of their Mons. Stokes has a lot of HP on that Sneasler. He's not doing as much damage from the burn. Volcarona in the red. And speaking of Volcarona in the red, Volcarona comes out. Brings back in the Masquerada. So the Masquerada is an open target if anyone decides to swing at it. Sneasler comes in. Close combat on the Masquerada, who's a dark type. And there it goes. Bada boom, bada bang. Bang. It is gone. So Stokes swaps out. Takes a chin check from the close combat. And Meowscarada goes right back to where it came from. White Herb comes in, and now Speedy Sneasler's faster than before. Brave Bird comes in for the Corviknight. It goes, it swings, takes out the Sneasler, and a double KO turn from Speedy. And that's how you turn the tables in a tournament right there, folks. That right there is how you turn the tables. The recoil does come, but the leftovers comes right back. And so here we are, Stokes down to his last 2 Mons. Speedy has 3, and a Basculegion who has a last respect, because we've seen that from game 1. So Volcarona comes out, and we know which is the thing to know. Volcarona is low, and that Sneasler is double speed. That in itself is huge. That is huge. So now with that double knockout, Speedy has an opportunity to take over himself. He takes it slow. Speedy uses Protect. Doesn't want to do anything too crazy. Rage Powder comes in. So now Volcarona's the focus. It has the attention that it needs. Corviknight uses Brave Bird. That's definitely going to take out the Volcarona. So Volcarona's gone. Corviknight's going to take some damage back. He's already in the red, so it's going to put him deeper in the red. Oh, actually, the leftovers came in a couple times. I was wrong. That Cloud Tower Teeth comes in. Sneasler protects himself. And there we have it. The King Gambit standing alone against a Sneasler, a Corviknight, and the Basculegion. I see Stokes in the chat saying a good Protect GG's. I know Speedy doesn't have the stream up when battling, but I'm sure when he comes back, or if you guys go on Discord tonight, good combos will happen from it. Sucker Punch comes in from the King Gambit, does a good amount of damage for not being very effective. And now, the close combat comes in, eats that Chople Berry, takes a little bit less. It swings, it goes, and wow. Chople Berry, I know it's extremely effective. That Chople Berry did not lessen anything. It's a fraud. It's a pseudo berry. It's a fake berry. And there we go. This, ladies and gentlemen, is going to game 3. Speedy Stokes. Right here, ladies and gentlemen. Right here, ladies and gentlemen. And who won on the court 1? Don Fuego defeated Arky. I think this camera only records 30 minutes at a time. So if this is done in 10 minutes, it should be good. We had 3 battles and it's at 20 minutes. Average about 10 minutes a battle. So think we'll be solid. Get some more water while you guys pick your teams. Dude, these are some good matches, man. I wish my OBS wasn't tripping and I wasn't like not focused turn game 1. These battles are hitting right now. I might still do a recap even with me looking goofy on OBS because, man, these are some real nice swaps and decision making from both sides. What's up, Louis? Is it finals? This is the first round. And they're battling like this. We still got the semifinals and the finals. So if you just got here, welcome in. This is only the first round. And these guys are going crazy and they're going at it. There we go. And here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Game 3, Speedy, Stokes, whoever wins this gets to go to the semifinals, and they will battle ZL Reaper. So I'm excited. I'm going to be watching and studying and learning with y'all because of these swaps that they've been doing back and forth and timing needs to be at an all-time high and needs to be peak right now because this determines if they have opportunity to be in the finals and an opportunity to be crowned a champion and win a shiny Blastoise. Welcome in, Jacoby. Mega Scovillain comes in early. Said, you know what? We're not playing this time. Brings in early. Sneasler with the Protect. That's huge. So Sneasler comes in with Protect. The other both Sneaslers double Protect. Who would have thought? I wouldn't have. Flip Turn comes in. It's the Scovillain physical, so does leave it burn before it goes. So now when Basket Legion comes back, its damage is going to be a lot less thanks to that burn. That's huge. That in itself is huge. Oh, you're just in time, Louis. We're only in the first freaking round. So we got a lot of matches this next hour, and I'm excited for all of them. And here we go. That was it. Oh, you're barbecuing? What you making? Dre's facing Fuego. Ooh, sounds good. I don't think he's in here. I might have to text him. Let me see. He says he's not hopping. Oh man, this may be the one of the best first round battles and matchups I've seen in a while. Swap comes in, Aerodactyl comes out making a loud roar. Too nervous to eat a berry. Sneasler comes back himself. And so as we know, and we've been saying throughout this whole round, swaps are impeccable. Swaps are impeccable. Scovillain, center of attention. Fiery Dance comes in. Hits the Scovillain. Stays alive. The burn doesn't go on. And here we go. Now, Rage Powder is nice. But if Aerodactyl has that Rock Slide, it's not going to be able to do too much. Volcarona knows that Wave Crash does damage. Aerodactyl knows that. He's also a Rock type. So, we get to see how fast is Basket Legion. We also get to see, is this another turn where Stokes makes another Swappy Doppy? And there it is. Aerodactyl goes right back to where it came from. Its own Basket Legion comes out. So if a Last Respect comes on the Aerodactyl, it's going to hit like a truck. Flip Turn comes in, hits a Volcarona, brings it down to 32. Huge damage, great move, because now it goes right back into the Pokeball. So he gets to try to counter the Basket Legion that was just swapped in from Stokes. That's huge. And so now Sneasler comes back in, shiny as it can be. Fiery Dance goes. He's jigging, he's turning, he's swinging, and Scovillain's gone. Scovillain's gone, and now this is where we see it get jiggy, because Speedy has to bring out his next one. Now you may think that's bad that Scovillain came out, but Scovillain has been doing what needs to be done. Setting up Speedy to get his other mons right. And so now, we will get to see how much Scovillain did. How much setup he got to do. Because Volcarona's low. He burned the Basculegion. And it stayed alive enough to get a couple more damage across the board on Stokes. Stokes is standing strong. He still has an Aerodactyl. Aerodactyl's knowing where Rock Slide. 30% chance of flinch. Almost every Aerodactyl runs that. So I'll be surprised if he didn't run that on his team. A lot of mons on his side. His strongest one, in my opinion, is Burned. Because Last Respect hits like a truck. And with that, a swap comes out for Stokes. Comes in, brings in that Sneasler D's that we were just talking about. So Sneasler comes in. Flip turn goes from the Basculegion, 109. And so, does a little bit of damage, he gets to swap out himself. So depending on what speed he does here, Stokes invested a swap and a flip turn. Which flip turn in doubles is huge for Basculegion. Sometimes you need that time to go back into the Pokeball. Sometimes you need that time to get a free swap and reset. 2 Never Steep Berries. But now, 2 free swings from Speedy. Dire Claw comes in, brings down to 97. Not very effective. Does it leave any statuses? No statuses left. Corviknight with a Tailwind, and that's huge because now, with that turn, Speedy got to set up a little damage on the Sneasler. Sneasler does come back and gets a fake out. Aerodactyl can hit both sides. So both are going left and right. Tit for tat. This and that. A snick, a snack, a tick, attack. Against each other. One swaps, the other swaps. One protects, the other protects. One does damage, the other does damage. One flips turns back, the other flip turns back. So this is what we call a true chess match at its finest. A lot of people when they play this game is checkers. A, B, C, D, simple. But when you're playing chess, sometimes you gotta move your queen across the board. It may be scary, but when you do, it's rewarding. And with that being said, Mega Aerodactyl comes in. Beautiful Mega, that fake out we just talked about. Hits that Sneasler, brings it down to 71. It flinches as expected. Aerodactyl uses Tailwind against the Tailwind, so that should nullify it. And starts blowing on the opposite side. Ironhead comes in, hits Aerodactyl for everything it owns and then some. Critical hit. And bada boom, there it goes. Aerodactyl is gone. And that can be a turning point because Aerodactyl never got a chance to really get jiggy. It got a Tailwind off, but it did 0 damage. It ripped. If you want. I mean, it ripped. I forgot to put my delicates in the bag. My Pogo shirt just ripped almost in half right across the seam of the arm. Our washer like cuts all of our clothes, sadly. Close combat comes in from the Sneasler, hits the Shiny Donny, knocks it out. So now Sneasler's gone. Goodbye, Sneezy. White Herb comes in. Now that Sneasler has double speed. Fiery Dance comes. It shoots. Does a little bit of damage, but Basculegion gets to stand strong. Not very effective because it's a water type, but a free opportunity for the special attack to rise on Volcarona. Nice Leftovers comes in at that 52 mark. And so, it's time for Speedy to bring in his last on, which is reliable Corviknight. Corviknight comes in full HP. Basculegion has a good 80% left. There's a burned Basculegion in the back, a Sneasler with double speed, and a Volcarona with 52. This, right now, after about 9 turns, is anybody's game. Stokes withdraw Volcarona, brings back out the Basculegion. The Water Ghosty. Dire Claw comes in, hits Basculegion, brings down to 96. Any status effects comes in, he takes a Nappy. Hacks at its finest. Nappy Pappy. Corviknight comes in with the bulk up. And so now the attack and defense comes in. That Dire Claw putting him to sleep is at a pivotal moment. One side's Tailwind is gone. And so, right when it's anyone's game, Basculegion closes his eyes at a pivotal point. A point where Speedy needs him to wake his little fins up. Sneasler uses Protect. So Stokes being passive, even though knowing Basculegion's taking a nap. Other Basculegion comes in, Last Respects, hits, takes him out, brings it down to 0. Corviknight comes in, uses another Tailwind. And so, Corviknight standing strong. Tailwind peels out. Corviknight versus Sneasler and Basculegion. There's still a Volt thrown in the back. Close combat comes in on the Sneasler. It's the Corviknight, brings down to 132. Defense, special defense goes down off the close combat. Last Respects comes in. Basculegion goes firing. Doesn't do too much on the Corviknight. Corviknight used Iron Head. Flings it back. Goes forward. Knocks out the Sneasler. So Sneasler is gone. This Corviknight is not giving up. He said, I'm here to fight. I'm here to stay. And I'm about to make a way. Burn comes in from the Basculegion. So now that move, Last Respect, is not very effective. The burn is still applied. So it does a lot less damage. Volcarona comes in. It's at 52. So this is where speed matters. Corviknight needs to turn on them little Flappy Bird arms and start to speeding up if Speedy wants to take over and finish this game up. Volcarona at the 52. Last Respects comes in from the Basculegion, brings it down to 58. Corviknight uses Brave Bird. He comes in, he swings, takes out the Volcarona. And so now, a little recoil damage, but there's still a leftovers under Corviknight's flap. This game is far from over. Eats them leftovers, brings it back to over 50. 53 exactly. Basculegion's burn, 135. And so here we go. Mano y mano, 1v1. Corviknight, Basculegion. This is what we like to see. Last Respects comes in, and Corviknight goes down. That Last Respect looked like it had a little bit more in it. But GG's, Ooies, Speedies, Stokes, and Stokes gets to go on to round 2, or semifinal. I said game 2. Round 2. GG's. Yeah, that Dire Claw sleep was... That was crazy. That Dark Claw sleep was crazy. So now, hey Dre, beat Don Fuego. Reaper's playing Stokes. I guess I'm gonna stay on this. That cheese was huge. I don't think I've heard anyone say cheese except when Speedy says it. I don't think I've ever heard cheese. That's funny. I don't hear cheese. Like, cheese. We're getting straight to that semifinals drip. I don't think I've done an intro before yet, but we can do an intro. Let's get it. What's YouTube? It's your boy Timbo, back with another video, and right now we have the semifinals of Clash of Champions, and it's Reaper Stokes. This is week 7, a weekly tournament here we have on the channel. If you've never been to one, stop by. It's Tuesday at 7 p.m. If you're new to that channel, hit that subscribe button. And if you're always here, hit that like as well. And we're getting straight to the action. Reaper, Stokes, a Sableye and a Sneasler. If you ever bring a Sableye into a game, let me tell you, I don't like you. I'm gonna be honest. It's my cousin's favorite Pokemon, and my cousin Trey's goofy. So if you ever bring a Sneasler, I'm not rocking with it. Cheese's hacks is what that's called. Cheese is typically like gimmick stuff though. Yeah, I always heard cheese, but I've never had the time to like look it up and get an urban dictionary of it. But cheese is cheese. Fake Out comes in, dodges, Will-O-Wisp doesn't affect, Triple Axle comes in, Protein, Ice type for the Meowscarada, There goes, oh, only one. If the other two came in, it would have been trouble for that Sableye. Stokes only gets one on that Meowscarada. So seeing how the cheese is on Speedy when Stokes battles, and then we go to Reaper and one hit from the ice move. That is RNG at its finest. I don't even know what else to say. That's literally RNG at its finest. Hit one time. Yuck. And so, as we've seen time and time again, even in this past week for Pokemon, it is at a Sneasler Fest. Wow. My shirt ripped in half and Minnie sewed it. It looks very nice. Knowing me, it's going to rip again, but I like it. Thank you, thank you. Speedy swears whatever game he plays, he has the worst luck in every game. I have to say, the randomness is impeccable. Bro did have 3 click claws. I can't even knock that. Sableye comes in and gets slapped in his face, and I'm happy that Poison Tick, like I said, I can't trust Sableye. But the Poison Tick on Sableye. Sneasler comes in with the close combat. Doesn't affect the Basculegion. Close combat on Basculegion. I may have missed something that had to be a misclick, because that didn't even make sense. But Sneasler's burn, so his physical attack move is going to do a lot less. Sableye, my mind, is a trickster. Literally, metaphorically, I think it's a trickster ability. And so, he's going to be playing some games. Basculegion comes in, flips turn, hits the Sneasler, brings it down to 61. So, Stokes gets his Basculegion back, and he gets to do a little reset. And so, 3 Mons of Stokes has already been shown. He's not going to show his 4th yet. He's going to be like, you know what? Bring back that Meowscarada. Close combat comes in. It swings, it hits, it doesn't finish. Brings Sneasler down to 30. Defense, special defense goes down. White Herb comes in. That Speed gets to go with it. Speed gets to go right up. Sneasler with the Dire Claw smacks the Meowscarada for some marbles. Focus Slash comes in clutch. 1 HP and a Dream off the Focus Slash and Paralyze. Oh my goodness. 1 HP in a Dream, Paralyze. Knockoff comes in. What HP, what Dream, Meowscarada is gone. Gone. And so now Stokes actually shows his 4th. Aerodactyl comes in. They're too nervous to snack on a berry. So right now, it's really any person's game. One is gone on Stokes' sides, but Reaper is down in the red, as well as he has a good orange on him for the Sableye, which we know Aerodactyl, most of them, not all, run Rock Slide, which hits both sides of the party. So if that does happen, that can do a little chip damage since they're both low. Swaps out, brings in the Pelipper. So if that move I was said comes in, will do some damage. Mega comes in on the Aerodactyl, and he gets a little sharp on his wing. Speaking of Mega Aerodactyl, I get to go to the Fossil Museum in Chicago in a couple days, and I'm super excited to see all the fossil lines. Back to the game. Avoided the attack. Sneasler comes in, close combat, hits the Pelipper, not for much because he's a flyer. He's a flyer. Flying type. Dual Wing Beat comes in. Sableye avoids the attack. Gets hit from the poison. Oh, good old Sableye. Burn comes in from Sneasler. And there we go. These games are coming closer and closer. These rounds, these matchups, the stuff that we've been seeing is literally peak. Avoided. Dire Claw comes in, hits the Pelipper, brings down 83. Night for the Pelipper. Dual Wing Beat comes in. A 1? And that's it. I was gonna do the owl from How Many Licks from a Tootsie Pop. A 1? A 2? A 3? The burn comes in from Sneasler. Archlodon holding it down. So Reaper has shown all 4 of his. Sneasler in the back, a Sleepy Pelipper, and an Archlodon. Meowscarada's knocked out on Stoke sides. Aerodactyl looking stronger than ever. Full HP and Omega. Basculegion in the back. Well, maybe about to be in the front now because he is swapping into the Basculegion. Basculegion in the front. Aerodactyl with the Rock Slide. Archlodon avoids the attack, but it hits the one that matters, which is Pelipper. Sleepy Boy is now officially knocked out. Super effective on the Pelipper. It faints and it goes. And another Void. And another. With the rain, Electroshock comes in, charges up, and if I had to guess, it would hit Aerodactyl. If not, that Basculegion's going for a ride. That special attack gets a free buff. He shoots. He scores on the... Night-night. On the Aerodactyl. So now, both sides has 2 mons that's chalked it to the game. Both chalked to the game. Sneasler comes in. Sneasler comes in. Both Sneasers have a fake out. One Sneasler is a little less than the other, but the other is burned. Stokes is all physical. That's scary when seeing an Archlodon. Something that may have to be taken back to the drawing board. Maybe. Archlodon counters a team with a lot of physical on it. Sneasler comes in. It's the fake out just to slow down the Archie. Stamina goes up and buffs that defense once again. Fake out comes in, hits the other Sneasler, but the other Sneasler is faster, so it went first. Last Respect comes in from Basculegion. Hits that Sneasler. That Sneasler is gone. And so now, it is 2 mons against Archlodon. The issue is, those 2 mon are physical, and Archlodon is just getting buffer and buffer and buffer and buffer every time it gets touched. So, what can be done with that? Last Respects comes in. Take that stamina, but that did a good amount of damage before that happening. Close Combat comes in right after. It swings, bring Archlodon down to 28. So though Archlodon defense is going up from stamina, this is some good solid damage you need. Electroshot charges up, doesn't miss in the range, special attack comes up. And who is the target to get smacked off for Stokes? He shoots, he scores, Basculegion's gone. And so, mono e mono now. Sneasler, Archlodon. The rain is stopped. No more Electroshot. But got a couple off that its special attack is up, its defense is up. Can a close combat finish Archlodon? If not, Archlodon strong enough to take out Sneasler. Electroshot is the shot you want. Close combat comes in. It swings, brings it down to exactly 0, and there you have it. Stokes takes game 1. GG's and oohs to both sides. That itself was a crazy game. Jeez. Man, that was an insane match. I definitely did not turn on the second camera. Sadly. It's okay. I'll turn it on now. That camera's on. That camera's on. Both cameras on. Very nice. Here we go. 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 Game 2. Reaper. Stokes. Semifinal. Sableye and Pelipper come out early. Meowscarada and Volcarona. Let's see how these guys will start. Volcarona is a fire type, but in the rain is going to do less damage. Also is a bug too, so Pelipper can hit like a truck if there's a hurricane thrown on it. Hurricane does not miss in the rain. Meowscarada can change its type of protein, and Sableye's a little prankster. So Sableye comes in, uses Reflect. That's huge. Makes its side stronger against physical moves, because as we know, Stokes has a all physical team, so that's huge. One kick only hits one time once again. Where was this cheese against Speedy? Fiery comes in, hits the Sableye. Special attack goes up. Pelipper with a tailwind. So a straight setup turn for Reaper. Less damage from physical moves, and he gets that speed. And so now, a couple gone Reaper's way, and a good amount of HP on both sides of his mons for having a setup turn. That is huge. That is huge. That is clutch. Stokes withdraw Volcarona. Basculegion comes out, and it roars, ready to rumble. Light screen goes from the Sableye. And so now, against special attack moves. So physical and special attack moves, they are buffed. One time again! What is going on? Cheesy McCheese Bob, SpongeBob Cheese Pants. Hurricane comes in, hits the Basculegion, and boom, brings it down to 74. These ones are when I'm battling with my Meowscarada. Hey, bro, you might gotta fire him, bro. Delete him. Might have to fire bro and delete him. He didn't show up to work today. He's not on his job. Not on the job, sadly. Basculegion comes out and does a flip turn. Does a little bit more damage than it typically does because it's in the rain. Water moves are boosted, but those light screens and reflects are in the way. So now, Sableye's there just to keep his mons from taking extra damage. Aerodactyl comes in. As we know, that's the mega of the team. Triple Axel come. What? Dog, you gotta delete the Meowscarada, bro. I can't lie. You gotta delete, bro. He sell it. Like, I know there's a reflect up, but one ain't gonna get you nowhere, bro. You don't have to delete, bro. Add a Meganium or something. Add a different grass type. Throw him away. Throw bro away. That is crazy. Oh, man. That's insane. Will-O-Wisp comes in, the Aerodactyl leaves it burn. Tailwind comes in from that Dactyl. Aerodactyl being a physical type, you got the reflex up. Now they're doing less damage. Flower Trick comes in. Does a little damage. Critical hit, as we know. Neutral move doesn't do too much. Hurricane comes in. Hits the Aerodactyl. Surprised Reaper hasn't Hurricane the Meowscarada to get out of here, but with the amount of one hits it's hitting, he's not really a threat right now, sadly. Meowscarada's low at 32, Aerodactyl at 43, and Sableye and Pelipper are still standing sturdy. Still have one more turn for Reflect, still have 2 turns for Light Screen, and 1 more for Rain. Pelipper comes back knowing it's the last turn for Rain. Dragonite comes out. Rock Slide comes in. Sableye avoids it. He gets to hit the one that matters. Dragonite. Super effective, but doesn't do too much. Triple Axel comes in. A little bit. A little bit. There we go. It does something. That Sableye is a problem. Knockoff comes in. Takes out the Meowscarada. Now y'all see why I said I don't like Sableye, anyone who uses them. Sableye users are TRLLSO trolls. Go ahead and spell that right. TROLLS troll. There we go. In my head, I don't think I said that right out loud. Regardless, Volcarona's holding sturdy. Aerodactyl has that burn. That's why its wings are flapping slow. Dragonite came in here and he's sturdy. I would not be surprised if I see a swap out from Sableye. Get that rain going and you have a Hurricane or Thunder come in from Dragonite. 2 moves that never miss and do heavy damage. Hurricane does stupid damage, so does Thunder. Moderate's a lot. Mega comes in for that Dragonite. Standing strong, standing purdy. Reflect comes in. Speedy's here just for the taunt. Now you feel my pain. Aerodactyl comes in. Rock Slide. Sableye avoids the attack. Sableye is a true prankster. Dragonite gets hit with that Rock Slide. Super effective, not enough. Struggle Bug comes in for Volcarona. Struggles the bug. Sableye is finally gone. Mans was holding it down for the longest. Stokes is about to crash out the avoids. If Sableye has Bright Powder, he's a menace. If his Sableye has Bright Powder, that's all I gotta say. Like a real menace. I think Bright Powder increases evasiveness. Menace. Pelipper comes in, makes it rain. So if a Hurricane and Thunder is on Dragonite, it's gonna swing and hit like a truck. Volcarona has full HP. Aerodactyl holding down with 25. But we get to see how much can get done with the Dragonite. The Dragonite, it's the key. He's the Mega. Bro, avoids are crazy. Dragonite avoids. Pelipper did his job. He let it rain. And that's left for the Dragonite. So, that is huge. Even if you get clapped and go, you did your job. Struggle Bug comes in, hits Dragonite. Not very effective, as we know. Special attack goes down. That is huge. Earthquake from the Dragonite. It's the Volcarona. It's like Earthquake. Even though it has wings, it can still get hit by Earthquake. Trash. Volcarona. Trash. That's crazy to me. That still gets hit. Wow. Has wings and literally not touching the ground. But I don't make the game, I don't make the rules. So there it is. Buff Boy Archdon comes back, trying to get his leg back, trying to get his revenge. So it's raining. We know it has Electro Shot. We know Electro Shot hits. Dragonite hasn't shown us anything too crazy yet. He's shown us an Earthquake, surprisingly, which is not too crazy. So interested to see what Dragonite can truly do. Rock Slide comes in. No avoids this time. Maybe a flinch comes. 30% chance for flinches. Super effective on the Dragonite. Stamina goes up. Defense gets that boost that we like to see. Breaking Swipe comes in. Hits both sides. Takes out Aerodactyl. Breaking Swipe. Such a sleeper move to have. Hits both sides. And their attack goes down. Flame Body comes in. Now Dragonite takes a little bit of heat. Archdon flinched and couldn't move. Fiery Dance comes in. That's a huge flinch. Hits Archdon. Comes down to 119. Defense goes back up. Leftovers comes in. And so now we get to see that Basculegion again. Wave Crash does a good amount of damage. It's raining, so it gets boosted damage as well because of the rain. So, Basculegion has one job to do, and hopefully he does it right. His Dragonite's low. Archdon got a couple buffs from the stamina, but isn't doing anything too crazy. We know Electro Shot hits Basculegion for all the marbles and then some. So you have to be mindful of that Electro Shot. It's scary when it's +2 off the stamina as well. So, let's see. Last Respects Basculegion comes in, hits the Archdon, only brings down to 78. Defense goes back up, doesn't do enough damage for that. Thunder Punch comes in for the Dragonite. Hits the Basculegion, stays alive with the 9. So a physical Mega Dragonite, very different. Mega Dragonite special attack goes through the roof to see Thunder Punch and Breaking Swipe. Something very different to have as a move pool and a move spread. Electro Shot comes in. It fires. Hits the Volcarona and it goes out. And so now Basculegion has to hold it down alone. The burn comes in from Dragonite. And this does not look good at all for the Basculegion. Don't count money till it's in your pocket. But I tell you, pockets are full right now with them Benjis. Because Basculegion just don't have too much to offer or to give in game 2. Last Respects comes in. It's Archie for 29. Defense goes back up. Thunder Punch comes in, and a G to the G's to both sides. And Reaper takes game 2. This was a game full of hacks, for sure. Insane. Stokes getting 1-hits, avoids, but that's how the cookie wrangles, and that's how the money flips. And so now, it's the game that we want to see. Semifinals, game 3. These are battles, these are moments that we like, we enjoy, we embrace, and we want. So I'm gonna need to take a sip of this last water because this is about to go crazy. This is about to go crazy. Oh, man. And there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. You can hear my ice clinking at the bottom of my water bottle. That same water that's not in there is on this field because it's raining. Game 3, Sableye, Pelipper on one side, Sneasler, Aerodactyl on the other. We have Reaper and Stokes battling in the semifinals in hopes to go to the finals, and whoever wins gets a shiny Blastoise. Stokes swaps out the Aerodactyl. He's gone. Volcarona comes in. We've seen this mon a lot of times today, put in a lot of work. Pelipper uses Protect and protects itself. Will-O-Wisp comes in from the Sableye. Doesn't affect Volcarona. That's a great swap to catch it. Dire Claw comes in. Hits the Sableye. Not very effective. Does still a good amount of damage overall. And there goes your turn 1. Sneasler and a Volcarona with full HP. Sableye takes a little bit of damage, and Pelipper's sitting there smiling because it used Protect. So now, we have to see where these players want to go. We have to see where their headspace is at. Sableye uses Reflect. We know what Sableye can do. Sableye was MVP of Game 2, and the reason why Reaper won. A lot of status conditions, a lot of attacks being avoided. Dire Claw comes in. Sableye stays strong, takes no status. Quiver Dance comes in. Nice little buff from Stokes. Hurricane doesn't miss. It's a bug type. That's definitely going to do some damage. And it swings 44 for the Volcarona, so it does get to survive. Leftovers comes in, brings it over the 50 bench mark. 54 it goes. This is even. 2 mons with full HP, 1 on each side. 2 mons in the 50s, 1 on each side. 1 is buff and sturdy, 1's a prankster. Dire Claw comes in, hits the Pelipper. Struggle Bug comes in, hits both sides. Leaves Sableye to 3. The Sableye survives. This is huge. Sableye gets 1 more off. Hurricane comes in, and we know Sneasler gets hit hard with moves like that. Brings it down to 3. Sneasler survives. All these mons are surviving with a little bit of HP. Sableye comes in, hits the knockoff. He don't survive though. He gone. 0 on the Volcarona. So many mons are surviving with a little bit of HP left. Brings out Aerodactyl. Here we go, here we go. Aerodactyl's back. He's back, but he's not whack. Sneasler down to 3. Sableye down to 3. Pelipper with 57. Aerodactyl with full HP. But we know the Aerodactyl loves to mega. It loves to what? There you have it. Flying its wings, flapping it around. Sneasler uses Protect. A turn to think, a turn to go. Pelipper uses Protect. All right. Protect there. Will-O-Wisp comes in from the Sableye. It hits. It connects. It leaves a burn. Aerodactyl's burned. That's what you don't want to see for a physical hitter. Rock Slide comes in. Protect on the Pelipper as expected. Sableye. I gotta know if that Sableye is Bright Powder, because boy is every move that Aerodactyl does. Sableye is avoid, 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 avoid. Don't touch me, don't touch me, don't touch me. So Sableye gets to go another round. Stokes is on the verge of becoming the next Trey Crash Out. If he sees one more avoid, he is going to throw his Switch Light at the wall. These hacks are coming in clutch for Reaper and selling for Stokes. Sableye comes back. Reaper said, I gotta save him for the end. He's the troll we need. Sneasler comes in. Rock Slide hits both this time. No smokes. Pelipper goes down to 28. Sneasler doesn't take too much. Hopefully you can get a flinch on that side. Super effective on the Pelipper, as we know. Dire Claw comes in. It swings, hits the Sneasler. Any status condition on that side? No status. Tailwind goes and their speed goes up. Not the Mudkip switch. The Mudkip switch is about to get tossed soon. The rain has stopped. Burn comes in on the Aerodactyl. And there you go. Now, we know Reaper swapped in with Sneasler. With that swap in, you do get a fake out. You get one. Will it be used to finish off the Sneasler? Will it be used to take out the Aerodactyl? Will it be used? Pelipper swaps out. Comes back in the Sableye. Mr. Troll himself. You need that Pelipper because it's very crucial. It's very important because that rain controls a lot. Protect comes in. Fake Out goes on the Aerodactyl. So a Protect was sensed by Reaper and he didn't want to play with it. So Aerodactyl's flitched. It can't move, and that will be the end of this turn. The Reflect wears off and Reaper brings back in the Sableye right in time for that Reflect. These guys are swapping. These guys are catching protects. These guys are doing everything it takes to go to the finals for an opportunity to get a free shiny Blastoise for this week's prize. And King Gambit comes in, makes his appearance. Much needed, much heard. A Reflect goes up from Sableye. Annoying little troll. Sneasler comes in with the close combat. Eats the Cloppleberry. It goes, it swings, it finishes. No, it survives. Last time a close combat came in on King Gambit, I seen him get melted, but he said, not today. I am alive. Stays alive with 7 HP. Dual Wing Beat comes in. Hits for a 1, hits for a 2, and we know it would have took out Sneasler typically, but that burn makes its moves a lot weaker. Makes him a lot weaker. So Sableye, being the troll it is, with that Will-O-Wisp, it comes in clutch for moments like this. Plus, you can't forget, there's still a Reflect up. So physical damages take less on the side with the Reflect. That burn makes you take less. That in itself are moments that are huge. Sucker Punch comes in, hits the Sneasler. Not enough, but it does a little bit of damage. Close combat comes in. It swings. It takes out the Aerodactyl. Defense, special defense goes down. Aerodactyl is gone. Sableye comes in, use knocks off, takes out King Gambit. And so now, the Tailwind peels out. Sneasler comes out. Red on both sides for Reaper. Sneasler got a little bit of juice left on it. He's not going down without a fight. 3 HP in a dream. Sneasler with the fake out. Takes out the Sneasler. Very nice, very nice. Sableye uses knockoff. 3, 2, 1, 0 Sneasler. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a GG's and a ooh-wees. A great 3-game series from Reaper, from Stokes, and Reaper gets to go to the finals against Hey Freaking Dre. Lot of voids. Nothing you can do about that. Thank you for the water.
Hello.
Well, your paws are getting cut. And so we have in the finals, Hey Dre, Reaper. Let's get an intro in, baby. Leave it cracked. Yeah, not much you can do there, Stokes. Then one hits, it avoids it. It adds up. It adds up fast. Let's get it. What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Timbo back with another video. And right now, we have Week 7 doubles. Clash of Champions Finals. Hey Dre, Reaper, about to see who gets this week's prize, which is a shiny Blastoise. If you haven't been to a live stream, stop by. We live stream 7 p.m. on Tuesdays, the double tournament. If you want to be a part of it, join the Discord and check on my YouTube community. We have the link. It's the same link every week to sign up and a battle in these tournaments. They're free to join, free to play, and a free opportunity to get a shiny mon as a prize each week. I'm excited because Reaper is the first ever Clash of Champion champion. He won week 1 a couple months back, but Hey Dre is a 2-time tournament champ, technically 3 if you count last week's Swiss that we hosted. And so this is huge. This is huge. This is huge. We have 2 veterans going face to face, bout to bout, punching it out. And right now ain't no drought because it's raining. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Yes, sir. You have Jeffrey and Suds. These names, Suds is cool. Jeffrey, mid. But regardless, Reaper, Pelipper, Sableye, Hey Dre, Jeffrey, Studs. This is a matchup. This is a battle you want to see. Both players went 2-1 last week in our Swiss tourney. Now they're going to get a shiny Blasty Boy and to hold it down. Pelipper uses Protect. Sableye uses Light Screen, a turn to set up for Reaper. Whenever you see a Virafarig, the only thing I can think of, the only thing to think of, is Trick Room. And there's the thought, there it is, Trick Room at its finest. And so, Trick Room set up. It got protected. Something has to be done with that Pelipper, because if that Thunderbolt hits, no questions asked. Good night, sleep tight, because this Thunder, it's gonna hit right, if you know what I'm saying. And so, what decision will Reaper make knowing there's an electric type holding it down right in front of you? Trick Room comes in, so it's a lot slower. Jeffrey used Helping Hand, buffing Big Boy up. Uh-oh. Knockoff comes in. Does a lot of damage. A crit brings it down to less than half. Knocks off the Citrus Berry. No Citrus Berry comes in. Hurricane comes in. A double swing at the Suds. It stays alive. Not very effective. Did his best. And now Suds is confused off the Hurricane. He doesn't matter. Confused or not. Thunderbolt coming to your dome. And Pelipper said, you know, I keep my focus on my sash on my belt. And there it is. 1 HP in a dream from the Pelipper. Focus sash registers. So this is something you don't want to see. Is you using Trick Room and the other team's mons are slow as poop and they go before you. Not ideal at all. But ideas are not. That's what is happening right now in front of us. So Jeffrey needs to do something. That Pelipper is at 1 HP. That Sableye is at 125. Holding it down. And we've seen in the semifinals how annoying Sableye is and how much it does. Stokes other dude was Sash and avoided all my attacks. I'm so sorry. Knockout comes in, finishes the Suds, A free swap comes in for Archlydon. Hyper Voice comes in for Jeffrey. Doesn't affect Sableye because the ghost type. It gets the swings. It hits Archlydon. Not very effective, but he gets a free defensive boost. So that's not ideal. A move that doesn't do any damage and buffs your opponent. But here we are. That's is gone. Pelipper survives another tick tick boom. And now we get to see who's in the next spot. Wake up. That boy Reaper looks like he falling asleep. Two-tone color contacts going like this. My man's to wake up. And now a decision has to be made from Dre. Who does he want to bring in? Hard decisions, rough decisions, scary decisions, a lot of decisions. So Dre is in the corner thinking to his best ability what to do, what to do. There we go. I don't know what happened. I was like, did my stuff freeze last time that happened? The people battling was like 2 turns gone, and I was just standing here like waiting. So I don't know if Dre was thinking or if it froze or what happened, but that was weird. It says trainers are choosing their actions, so. A Gengar on Dre's side. This is my first time seeing Dre's team. Primarina, Girafarig, Torkoal, Gengar, Rotom, and Crabominal. Very interesting lineup. My battle is stuck. That's not good. I believe if you freeze or anything, if you close the app and restart it, it should bring you back in. So it did happen that somebody got stuck. Yeah, last time I was the one who was stuck. Knockoff comes in, hits the Gengar, super effective. Archie does the Electro Shot. Let's see, very streaming. Let me see if he's back in. Yeah, join Dre's stream. Yeah, Dre can't get in his match. That's so weird. So Dre's back. I'm watching his stream, but his Switch just went out. I don't even know what to do with that. Would you You are back, Valet. I turned on the stream right now. I put your stream on the side to see what you were seeing. You came back and you had just a Primarina. Hate when that happens. It doesn't happen a lot, but when it does, it's frustrating. It's like little bugs like that. It just randomly kicks you out or freezes. You just try your best? Okay. Yeah, I don't know what either side would want to do with that, but That is definitely annoying. Camera's dying. That camera. I mean, with everything being said, still putting up a bout. Still putting up a fight. Now, it would be crazy if you came back and won when you weren't able to play. I will say that. With everything being said, if I didn't know that your stuff went out, I'll say it's a pretty good game. To be fair. Obviously, it's not something you want to hear, but to be fair. Neptune uses Protect. Pelipper uses Protect. Jeffrey uses Hyper Voice. That's going to buff up Archidon again. Defense goes up. You get the Electro Shot, which you do that special attack. It protects itself, but it does get a free buff. Defense up from that. Special attack up. Rain and Trick Room is still up for a little bit. Gotta do as much as you can with Trick Room up, because once that goes away, it's gonna be any speed's turn. Hyper Voice comes in, takes out the Pelipper, does damage on the Archie. This is scary because no Electro Shot can do some serious damage to the Primarina. Moonblast comes in. Brings it down to 46. That's a good amount of damage. Special attack goes down after it just got buffed up not too long ago. Stamina buffs it up once again, so now it's +3 defense. Electro Shot comes in. It charges it up. Special attack rose. It shoots, it fires. Primarina is gone. There's still one more turn of Trick Room, but Hyper Voice doesn't do that much. It does the bare minimum. Jeffrey comes in with the Psychic, brings it down to 25. Not very effective. Defense goes up. It's nice that Psychic is a special attack. Dragon Pulse comes in. Takes out Jeffrey. So game one goes to Reaper. Honestly, even with Dre crashing, games crashing and coming back, that was any person's game, which is crazy to say, because who can know what would have happened if Dre's game was solid the whole time. Exclamation mark like, drive by like. Now we have game 2 of the finals. Adre, Reaper. We've seen what happened last round. We've seen what went down. And this is any person's game right now. I like both sides' team. Very interesting. But let's see how it pans out. Then 2 stars for Jules. 2 stars. 2 stars. 2 stars. 2 stars. Hey, thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Sableye Pelipper. This Sableye, bro, there's so lucky there's no ban stage, because I swear that Sableye get banned every time. Get banned every time. So very similar matchup. Helping Hand comes in. Hydro Pump, Sableye avoids. Hydro Pump comes in from the Pelipper. Hits the Suds. So Pelipper didn't protect this time. Crazy to see, crazy to think. Sableye with the knockoff. They're doubling downing on the Suds. Knowing that miss, that I have to know if a Bright Powder is on that Sableye. I keep saying that, but every time I see an avoid, I have to know the truth. That is crazy. You don't want that Sableye to be out for too long. Because if it does, it's going to be a menace. Helping Hand from the Jeffrey. Trying it again. Light Screen comes in from Sableye. Hydro Pump comes in. Off the Helping Hand. Hits the Pelipper for 62. Not very effective. Pelipper uses Hydro Pump. He avoids. Such uses Thunderbolt, comes in, takes out the Pelipper. That's huge because last time we saw it had a Focus Sash. And whenever it has a Focus Sash, it can't get one tap. So getting a little chip damage off with the Hydro Pump is smart, is clutch. Archidon comes in. Archidon. And a Sableye. There's Jeffrey and Suds. Jeffrey Helping Hand comes in, buffs up that good old Washi Boy. Knockoff comes in. Jeffrey survives. Hydro Pump comes in. It shoots. It scores on Sableye. Sableye survives with 20. And so, instead of having that Trick Room, knowing some of Reaper's mons are super slow, a lot of helping hands are coming in to do boosted damage. Special attack goes up from that Electro Shot. He's charging, he's ready, he's rolling, he's going, and he fires, hits the suds for the rest of what it has. So Sableye down to a little bit, Pelipper's gone. You now have Washi Boy down, and Farafrig down a little bit of HP itself. Carbomino comes in. Decision, moves. Jeffrey goes back. Neptune comes in. Neptune. Mega on the Carbomino. That Mega is so interesting. Them little ting legs. Them little sharp toe legs, boy. Sableye use Reflect. Makes the other side stronger against physical moves. Drain Punch comes in. Hits the Archlodon for a good amount of damage. Doesn't fully take it out, but that's what you want to see, especially with a mon that has stamina, defense going up. Trying to get as much damage as you can. Flash Cannon comes in. That does a good amount, but doesn't take it out. 22 goes down. 30 flowers. From Eric. Thank you, sir. Water's gone. Rain's gone. No more Electro Shot. No more special attack buff. No Pelipper, so no water coming down. So now Archlodon has to stand on his 2 feet. On them 10 toes, boy. It do got that Flash Cannon, but the Flash Cannon isn't strong enough to take out Carbomino. So how strong is it really? It is a good amount of damage on Neptune as well because it's a fairy type and Flash Cannon is steel. Reaper withdraws Archie. Throws out Dragonite, so Dragonite gets to come in. Spreads them baby wings. Drain Punch comes in. Not very effective, but you get to smoke a little bit of HP. So add that to the chin check, brings it down to 31. Sableye uses knockoff, not enough, brings it to 14. Neptune uses Moonblast, comes in. Lucky the Dragonite didn't get hit, takes out the Sableye, because boy oh boy, that would did a lot of damage on that Dragonite. So now, last 2 for Reaper. Archie, Dragonite, Neptune, Carbomino. Still have one more in the back, which we know is that Farafrig on Heydre's side. And so, that Drain Punch does a good amount of damage. But right now, we're basing everything off of speed. Who is the first one to land a hit, and who's the first one to do it efficiently? That is what matters. Dragonite comes in with that Mega. We've seen Dragonite's moves. It's very interesting mon. It's very sleeper moveset. A lot of things that are different. The only thing that's the same is its look. Protect comes in from the Carbomino. He's like, you know what? Let me save me a little bit of some. Moonblast comes in. He shoots. He scores. Hits the Dragonite. Hits. That Dragonite for a marble, a 2, and a 3. Flash Cannon comes in. Hits for a good amount, being super effective, but not enough. Neptune comes in. Leftover goes with it. Brings it up to 112. Dimensions are back. Normal. So now Archlodon has to hold him by himself with a Neptune, a Carbomino, and a good old Farafrig in the back. Carbomino goes out. Throws back in. Hi, my name is Jeff. Looking boy. Flash Cannon comes in. Hits Jeffrey, takes him out. Not bad. A free turn to swing. So now Moonblast comes in. Does a little bit more damage. Taking his time trying to get as much damage as possible. It hits, it scores. And there you go. Dre comes back and takes game 2. So now, ladies and gentlemen, game 3, the final game of the finals. Winner gets a shiny Blasty boy. The session was interrupted. We did. I went to Jay's stream and let him know. We disconnected. And then let's see. I'm messaging Dre in his stream. I don't know if anyone's talking to Reaper, but yeah, we disconnected. Yeah. These lobbies, boo-boo. Yeah, everyone got kicked. There we go. All right. This stream has been full of technical difficulties, but hey, the show must go on. And so now we have game 3, finals. Hey, Dre, Reaper. Reaper won the first one. Dre won the second one. Dre had technical issues. Now I had technical issues. But we know it's not technical with issues this match because we're in it. And the winner gets a shiny Blastoise. Shiny Blastoise. Shiny. Shiny. The winner gets that shiny Blasty boy, which is nice. Beautiful mon. Shiny's mid, but still a cool mon. It's a turtle with cannons. How could you hate it? You can't. Exactly. And so now we get to see who will be week 3 champion. Will Reaper put a second champion under his belt? Will Dre technically have 4 under his belt? Who knows? Let's go! I am ready to see a champion crowned. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Jeffrey, Suds, Archidon, Pelipper. It looks like Dre is firm on his Jeffrey Suds. Reaper is flexible because he's been playing with the Pelipper but bringing something else with it. And so now we get to see who will start well in this first turn of game 3. Suds uses Protect. Plays it slow this time. Typically was aggressive the last couple turns. Archie uses Electro Shot. Gets a nice charge. Special attack goes up. That's nice that Pelipper's there to make it range for that to happen. Goes up. Tries to hit Suds. Suds protects itself. Hurricane comes in. Tries to hit Suds. Dre got used to Reaper trying to double attack its Suds. The Protect comes in. Trick Room. And now the dimensions are twisted. The slower Mon goes first. So, let's see how this cookie gets to crumbling. I don't know what that was. I was about to cough and sneeze. I was going to cough, sneeze, and yawn at the same time. I was like, ugh. I don't know what to do. This is pivotal. These swaps, these turns, the crown, who will lay it down, is pivotal. Corbomino comes in. Big bomb. Hurricane comes in. Hits the Suds, does a little bit of damage, brings it down to 128 out of 157. Not very effective, but does damage. Leaves it confused. That's huge in a time like this when you want to do damage and you're confused. But not enough. Thunderbolt comes in. Focus Sash stays. Leaves it at 1 HP. We know that Focus Sash from game 1. Critical hit. Doesn't matter what a Focus Sash, but it's nice to know that it got a pretty ditty. Archie's Electro Shot. Electro Shot comes in, starts charging it up. You get that nice little buff for that special attack. And now we get to see, is it still trying to double down on Suds or is it going to go for Corbomino? Doubles down on Suds, hits, but it lasts with 13. Citrus Berry comes in, gets the pop, it goes back to 52. So Suds is holding it down. Pelipper is paralyzed with a 1 nugget on his chin. Corbomino, we know can Mega. It has Mega. And most likely, it will Mega. So we know that will be happening. Looking boy. Wake yourself up. Honey, bro, them slanted eyelids, boy, be sleepy. Off that sleepy deepy. Reaper withdrew Archidon. Comes out the Sableye, the prankster of all prankster, the most annoying thing possible. Mega Corbomino comes in, standing on them little twig legs. Sharp as ice, twiggy as can be. Hurricane comes in, spins him around. Brings him down to 36. He does get to survive. That's huge because now it's time to throw some moves. Drain Punch comes in, doesn't affect Sableye. That's a great swap from Reaper. Suds snapped out of confusion. Thunderbolt comes in, hits the Pelipper and said, you know what? We're going to finish you off one way or another. I'm going to finish you. I'm going to get you. And Pelipper is gone. Gone. Sneasler comes in, roars as loud as it can and ready to rumble. We know Sneasler has a fake out, which is annoying. We know Sableye's one and only job is to set up the team to last longer. Reflects light screen. We've been watching it all day. We know what it can do. We know what it wants to do. How will Dre counter knowing that? Abominable comes back. He said, I don't have time for this crap. I'm out of here. And Gengar gets to make its special appearance. Knockoff comes in, hits the Suds, survives with 10 HP. That's huge. Hydro Pump from the Suds. He doesn't miss. Swings, hits the Sableye, brings it down to 22 in the red. Close Combat comes in. Doesn't affect the Gengar. The same way that Reaper caught that move with his Ghost type. Dre said, if you can do it, I could do it better. And does it right against each other. So these guys are going neck and neck, back and forth, doing what it needs to be done to inch a little closer and get a championship belt under their name. Suds comes in. He uses Protect. Opposing Sableye comes in, knocks out, brings down to 21. It's super effective, but Gengar gets to survive. Disable Body. No more knockoffs for you, buddy. Dire Claw comes in. Protect from the Suds. That's huge. So Gengar has an opportunity to fire back. Shoots the Shadow Ball. Hits the Sableye, takes it down. He only had 22 and was in the red. And so far, Dre has not lost a Mon. He has a lot of Mons on low HP. A lot of Mons can get one tap easily, but regardless still alive. With that being said, Reaper has a Pelipper knockdown or Sableye, but Reaper is in a good position because the Mons that he do have, they're strong, they're sturdy, and they're ready to go crazy. Full HP Sneasler, full HP Archer, and a lot of Mons on the red on Dre's side. So this is where these guys have to make critical decisions. It's late game. HPs are wavering on both sides. How can the job get done? Simple and plain. They're both gonna take their time and make critical decisions and make sure the moves aren't something they regret and bring into week 8. And there's the look that you expected. Thinking on side of Reaper. Full HP in a dream. And so, where will these guys go? Such uses Protect, but it fails. He gambled to Protect. Gengar uses Perish Song. Huge, because all the Pokemon that heard it shall faint. Close Combat comes in. Hits the Suddy Duddy. Special attack goes down. And so now it looks like a game of Protect. Persian Songs are out. White Herb comes in. Speed goes to where it needs to go. Dragon Pulse comes in. Hits the Gengar, takes out the Gengar. And so, Perish Song is out. You would hope the Protect hits, but it doesn't. Both go down to 3. Can Dre stall this enough for the Perish Song to connect? What is the game plan? How will it be executed? Abominable comes in. Mega Pega. Can Reaper finish before Perish Song? Jeffrey at 227, Abominable at 36. These are moments, these are opportunities. Ideally, you would want to double Protect from Dre right now to stall one more turn. It's a gamble if you Protect 2 in a row because each time you do, 1/3 goes down, so 33% less likely. We've seen that with Dre's last Mon with Suds, and there you expect. The Protect comes in from Crabominal, buying off time. Sneasler comes in, Close Combats, hits the Jeffrey. Jeffrey gets a crit, but he stays alive. 88 on his chin. Defense, special defense comes down. Flash Cannon, charging up, fires Protected. And so now, another turn goes by. Jeffrey used Trick Room. The slowest man wins. And so now, the Perish Song falls down to 2. The way Dre needs to catch these Protects, the way he needs to stall, needs to be studied. Because there's only 2 options. He's going to clutch up and then going to go night-night, or he getting smacked off and he night-night. Someone going night-night within the next 2 turns. The question is, can Reaper outpace the Perish Song and knock him out? Can Dre stall long enough for the Perish Song to connect? These are questions that we need answers to. Carbomino comes in, Drain Punch, knocks Archelon for it's marbles. Archelon gets smiggity smacked. HP goes back to Carbomino, 119. That's huge. Even though Parasong is there, Dre said, you know what? I have to be aggressive and get some HP. Psychic comes in from Jeffrey, super effective, knocks out Sneasler. He doesn't need a Parasong. And boom, bang, Sneasler's gone, something I didn't expect. I expect a stall from the Parasong, and Dre said, you know what? We're gonna clutch up. GG's and Oowies to both sides, and Dre takes the crown, and I will say officially has 3 championships under his belt, unofficially 4, if you want to count last week's Swisses, and that is a GG's and Oowies. Goodness. What a match. What about on both sides? Wow. Wow, Wubsy. Some of y'all too young to know wow, Wubsy is. Wow, Wubsy. Crazy. Oh, man. Should have doubled on the Farig. Forgot about the Protect on Krabby. Krabby took that Protect to the Chinsky. And all that to say, Dre's game crashed game 1, 2. That's the crazy thing. And it was down to mano mons. Very sweaty. What a match. GG's. That was a great gameplay from both sides. And this week's champ is Dre. So Dre, you know what to do. Reach out to me after stream, and we will get that shiny Blastoise to you as your prize and connect. That is amazing. Very, very proud of everyone in the tournament. Very proud of you, Dre, for the championship. Very proud of you, Reaper, for going crazy, and everyone who battled and joined. I know weekly tournaments are draining and hard, especially when you're battling the same people. It's like a circuit, it's like a series, it's like a Pokemon League, but you guys bring new teams, you guys bring refreshing teams, and you guys have refreshing game plans and attitudes. So I applaud everyone who joined. This is where we round off the stream, but before we go, and before we round it off, I'm gonna do something the same but something different at the same time. So we have been going through a series called Be Still 90-Day Devotional for a Hopeful Heart by Cleary Cherry. And as much as I want to do that, I'm actually going to do today's Bible verse of the day on the Bible app, because I read it today and it just made me and Minnie smile and laugh. So we're going to do our Bible verse from the Bible app, and it comes from Matthew 5:3. God blesses those who are poor and realize their need for him, for the kingdom of heaven is theirs. And I find that verse so hilarious this morning. So each morning I drop off Minnie at work, and we sit in the car and we have something that I started doing called the Word at Work, where we'll sit outside of her job before I drop her off. We'll read a Bible verse and we'll talk about it. And as we're driving to drop off Minnie, as some of you know, we're going to go to Go Fest Chicago this week. And so I had some packages delayed, some funds delayed from one of my jobs that it sent me. So I'm trying to figure out what to do. I feel broke. And I'm like, man, I don't have the money for this. I'm calling UPS manager, then they ship my package. I'm doing this. I'm like, man, I don't know if I have enough money. I don't know if I can do this. We get to her job, we sit down, open up the Bible, and the Lord said, God blesses those who are poor. And me and Minnie just look at each other and start rolling. So I'm like, man, that's a crazy coincidence. Out of 66 books in the Bible and thousands of verses, after everything we just said on this 10-minute card ride, God blesses those who are poor. And that in itself had me rolling. But even on a serious note, I feel like that stands out so strong, because it's so hard not to focus on finances. We go through our day-to-day job, we go through our day-to-day routine, and sadly, everything is money related. You have bills, you have food, taxes come out of your check. You get groceries, you have taxes come out. So it's very hard not to focus on finances. It's very hard not to focus on money, especially in this economy and this society. But I love what it says here in the verse. I'll read it one more time. God blesses those who are poor and realize their need for him, for the kingdom of heaven is theirs. And that in itself reminds us of have a hopeful heart. Though we're not doing the 90-day devotion of hopeful heart, that just gives us hope that though we work hard, though we struggle, though we try our best, and sometimes we feel overwhelmed from our situation of finances, the Lord is still blessing us. Because when we put our hope and our trust and faith and realize that, you know what, I've done everything I can for my finances. I've done everything I can at this moment, that I have to give it to the Lord, and realize that he takes it from me. He takes those pain, those sorrows, those financial burdens, those overwhelming things that you have. And it's so refreshing because it gives you a perspective that though I may feel poor down here, though I may feel an outcast out here on earth, the kingdom of heaven is theirs. And that just makes me, and I hope it makes you guys feel the same way. Regardless of how you feel your finances, the Lord sees you, the Lord hears you, and the Lord blesses you. And you can have your focus, as hard as it is with everything going on with finances, your focus can be on the kingdom of heaven. Your focus can be on the Lord inviting you to a place where you're heard, where you're loved, where you're cared, and that's heaven. And so one more time, the verse of the day, it comes from Matthew 5:3. God blesses those who are poor and realize their need for him, for the kingdom of heaven is theirs. Thank you guys for being here. I love you. Jesus loves you. I learned some sign language. Jesus loves you. I learned that. And so, thank you guys for stopping by. And until next time, man, y'all stay poor because the kingdom of heaven is y'all's. Amen. Peace.